Welcome again. Here we are with another chapter in the Coverall Core 4 training process. We're here at chapter number 7, so we're moving right along. Actually, you know what? I think this is chapter 8 because chapter 7 is hands-on. So let me go ahead and get into it. It's another long chapter, so it's over 140 slides. So we'll do like we did before. We'll break it up. So it's not so much information to take on and split it into two parts so you can have a break and absorb the information. So let me do this here. Whoops, I am going to, sorry about that. I went to the wrong screen. I'm going to turn on my share and there we are. Perfect. So this is an introduction to vertical markets, customer facilities, and commercial cleaning needs. So this will explain to you the different type of markets that you can service as a coverall franchise business. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So how many businesses did you drive, ride, or walk by today? Every type of facility could become a customer for your franchise business. That's how you got to train yourself to look at businesses when you're out in public. So everything that you pass or every person that you come in contact with or talk to could possibly be a future customer. So we're right here in chapter 8, the introduction to vertical markets, and I will explain what a vertical market is. So what is it, right? It's an industry or group of customers other than just a general office. So a general office is what we just went over. It's just got a conference room, offices, reception area, bathrooms, maybe break room. But this right here is everything outside of that. And they may have unique commercial cleaning needs. So they can have regular service needs, what you already do when you're in an account, and then they can go above and beyond, and they might need special service needs. And what I mean by that, anything that you don't normally do on a regular cleaning, like stripping the floors or cleaning the exterior windows, those are above and beyond. That is a special service, okay? This coverall services that we offer for vertical markets. So coverall core 4 process is basically or primarily services delivered to vertical markets. Vertical markets may have unique pain points and unique commercial cleaning tasks. Uh, the coverall process or core 4 process it could include additional dusting, mopping, and other detailed cleaning when you move into a vertical market. That's what they're saying. It might incorporate a hard floor care program such as scrubbing and recoating the surface floor, stripping or refinishing a floor, doing a concrete sealing of a floor, or treatment of a rubber floor. It could also have a carpet care program, which can be encapsulation, that's low moisture cleaning, hot water extraction, that's a deeper cleaning, dispense and recovery, that's something that you might see like in our Walmart when they, drop something on the floor and they suck that stuff up and get it out of the way. And you should have chemical knowledge of the disinfectants that are needed for specific purposes in these type of environments. All right, so the market demand for commercial cleaning is you can see here. This is a little pie chart to give you an idea. So the smallest piece of the pie right here can be the exterior window cleaning. This is the easiest way to get into doing like special services. Uh, the next one is floor care services and damage restoration. Residential cleaning makes up about 8.3. 20% is other, and then 61, the big piece of the pie, is your standard commercial cleaning, and that's typically what you're going to be focusing on in this particular portion. So their steady industry growth shows that the more businesses that are in your area, the greater the demand for commercial cleaning services. That means that they need it because there's more occupancy. Uh, the less empty office space or increased building occupancy indicates a bigger demand for commercial cleaning as well. That means there are more people occupying the building. It's obviously they need more cleaning, right? Because it's getting full. If it's less clean, they don't need that much service. You can see the customer mix here. So starting here, fitness and rec, automotive, transportation, real estate, and construction. All of these are smaller pieces of the pie. When you move here to business services, retail services, and then healthcare, healthcare is a larger portion, which is 25%, which is a good thing for us because guess what? We're in a health-based cleaning type of service. That's what we offer. So that's good for you. The value proposition, we spoke about this before. So it's a promise of value to be delivered to a customer to meet their needs. So customer satisfaction depends on how closely the customer's experience it matches the promise of service that they expected to receive. So a happy customer basically is your business. So the brand promise is what the customer's expectation is. The brand delivery is what the customers actually experience. Coverall value proposition is this. The Coverall program helps reduce the risk of illness and infection while creating a clean and healthier facility with a high quality commercial cleaning services delivered by independently owned and operated Coverall franchise businesses. That's very important. So it's independently owned, which is you, franchise businesses using the Coverall Core 4 process. There's Core 4 again, trained and supported by a local Coverall support center. That's what we're doing right now. I'm the support center, or a part of the support center that is training you and supporting you in your franchise business. So, what do customers actually want? In general, customers want three things from the Coverall franchise business that provides their service. The most important thing is consistent service. They want somebody who's going to do the same thing over and over repeatedly and delivers the service that the customer actually expects. Communication is the second thing. They want the ability to talk to you on a regular basis. So they don't want to search for you and go through emails trying to find you or texting you 12 days later. They want to be able to talk to somebody about their cleaning needs because it's very important to them. That's the reason why they hired you in the first place and you're there in their facility. And then trust. So trust is probably the biggest thing or the biggest portion here, the most important thing, because you want to be dependable as a business person and operate your business with high integrity because they're trusting you with their livelihood. Typically, this is the thing that makes them money. And if for some reason something happens, then they're out of business. And if they're out of business, you're out of business too. So trust is very important. You want to make sure you have that relationship built with the customer. So consistent service, there's a few different ways to kind of give you examples of how this plays out in a regular facility or a relationship, right? So because your customers want consistent service, then we promise to deliver the Coverall Core 4 process according to their service plan. So they experience this value, and that is the assurance that they get what they pay their business or your business for. So get what you pay for in so many words. That's exactly what it means. Example of communication is because your customers want communication, right? Then we promise to deliver quick response times and professional, positive discussions. So, you want to make sure if somebody calls you or texts you or emails you, you get back to them in a reasonable amount of time. I say a reasonable amount of time, hopefully within, you know, 30 minutes to an hour, I would say. If you can't get with them for any reason, send them a message saying that you got the message. At least they understand that, hey, I got the message. I'm working on something else. But I tell you what, as soon as I get free, I'll get to you. And that's best. That's the best thing because they know that you acknowledge that they had a request and you didn't just put them on the back burner. And they understand that you might have other accounts that you're working on, but you're still important to them because in their minds, they're number one priority. They are your number one customer, and that's how their perception is. So you promise to deliver quick response times and professional positive discussion. That's very important. So they experience confidence knowing that they are important to your business. So they want to know or they want to feel like, hey, you know what, we really matter to these guys, this cleaning company. So you have to make them feel that way. So you develop that relationship. So guess what? It can grow. You nurture it, you can grow. Hey, you're my number one. I really care about you guys in your business. I want to make sure everything is fine. So I'm going to check in with you all, every now and then, more now than then to see if everything is good with you. An example of trust. So trust goes like this. So because your customers want trust, and we promise to deliver respect to your customers and their employees and their facility, because you never know who you may be talking to inside a facility, right? You think you're talking to somebody just walking in, it could be president, CEO of the company, but you should treat everybody like that anyway, because you know people deserve to be treated with respect. Because to get respect is to give respect. So they experience this value, this the peace of mind that they can depend on us to do the right thing. Because, like I said, when they typically when you're in the building cleaning the facility, they are gone. They're at home and they're off doing whatever they do on their downtime, and they're like, I hope this cleaning company is going to do the right thing and clean the facility right and set the alarms because we have important things in here or private information. So you got to keep that in mind that they are entrusting you with things that earn them money and their livelihood. So does your coverall proposition change from customer to customer? So it doesn't. Value proposition is always the same. It's always consistent. But what may change is the pain points or whatever the situation or problem that they want solved, right? And what the Core 4 Plus requirements may be. So the Core 4 process plus any additional cleaning tasks needed for a specific vertical market that could change. It could vary from customer to customer. The pain point is something causing the customer problems with a current cleaning program or a commercial cleaning provider. So that's the reason why typically they're changing out cleaners or they're getting a cleaner if they never had one before because something is bothering them and they can't resolve it. So they hired us to come in and fix whatever it is. So the problem is bad enough that they want a solution. And the question is, how could your franchise business be the solution to their problem? All right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go through and do a quick. All right. We are ready. I had to make sure I have my test loaded, and I do. Excuse me. So we're going to get right back to it. Let me move my screen so I can see the answers or the questions. I'm sorry. A vertical market is a industry or other group of customers other than a general office. So um, no matter what's happening with the economy, commercial cleaning is a service that is always needed. So you always have to have commercial cleaning. I don't care what's going on. People need commercial cleaning and sanitation. The trash guys got to come on Thursday, right? Regardless of what's happening. Be a blizzard outside, the trash guys got to come, right? The more business in your area, the greater the demand for commercial cleaning services. The less empty office space indicates a greater demand for commercial cleaning services as well. Oops, let's see, I can't scroll my screen here. Uh-oh. There we go. Specialization in healthy cleaning and core 4 process is an important competitive advantage for coverall franchise business. Okay. The value proposition or a value proposition is a promise of value to be delivered to customer to meet their needs. In general, customers want three things from the coverall or their coverall franchise business. That's consistent service, communication, and trust. And a pain point, like I said, a pain point is something that is causing the customer problems with their current cleaning program or commercial cleaning provider. All right, that was a good review, good test. All right, so this is, I'm sorry, I skipped that a little too quickly. Introduction into the vertical markets, facilities, pain points, and special concerns. So in general office, here are your special concerns. So what is a general office? Again, facilities used for general business work, right? An example of that can be the coverall office, support center office that you came into when you were signing up, a lawyer or a legal office. It could be like your insurance agency where you go pay for your car insurance or set up your car insurance, advertising agency or engineering firm. So almost every facility has some sort or some form of general office space in it. It could be a hospital and it's got a general office in it somewhere. Areas commonly found in the general office facility are the entrance, lobby, and reception areas, the general office themselves, private and executive offices. It could be a big training, a conference room, hallways, stairways, elevators can be in the general office because we clean the elevator, the inside of that too. Restrooms, break rooms, lunch rooms, kitchen rooms, coffee areas, copy rooms, fax areas, supply rooms, storage rooms, file rooms, and IT server rooms. Typically, 10 times out of 10, the IT room is the last room that you will be cleaning because that's where all the important stuff is that operates the building, keeps the building afloat. So they don't want anybody to damage that area. General office pain points can be typically a dirty restroom. Dirty restroom is probably number one. So employees and other people complain about the restroom odors, dirty floors, the dirty sinks, the toilets and the stalls are filthy. That's an eyesore. It's a bad smell and it's a problem. Um, Another pain point can be inconsistent cleaning. So cleaning is good one time, but the next time it's not. So it's too much time maybe spent, managing the cleaner. Say, hey man, I don't know what's going on, but sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. It might be a different person doing it different times. One person is doing a great job, and one person is doing a so-so job. Another pain point could be dust and details. I hear this a lot. Heard it this week. You come into the building, there's dust on the shelves. We clean it 3 times a week. Why is it still dusty? Well, dust can develop on window sills, chair legs, and details and stuff like that gets missed sometimes. Sometimes it's just dead bugs just getting caught behind the door frame, door seal. I'm sorry, the door itself, or in the corners, cobwebs in the windows, things like that. So it could be a frequency thing too. Could be. So I mean, if you're cleaning it twice a month, it'll build up quicker. So that's just something we have to figure out what the best way to address that. They might need more service, or if it's something where it is getting dusty quickly, could be just a dusty environment. But whatever it is, if it's not, if the dust is something that can be cleaned, we should clean it. Special concerns in the general office could be the trash because they have a lot of trash. Small trash cans probably in every office and every cubicle. The employees can get messy sometimes by spilling things like coffee and soda and foods on the cubicle walls and, missing the trash can. They can have big, large trash cans in the break rooms, or the kitchens and the restrooms where they can fill up and, get dirty real quick. They could be overflowing trash cans if they have special events like a pizza day or a celebration or a birthday or something like that. And then sometimes they have cardboard boxes that may need to be broken down. So anytime there's a cardboard that we have to break down, that's a special service because it takes time to do that. And we're not paid to break down boxes. We're paid on a time frame to clean the building. Dust and details. A general office tend to be cleaner than other type of facilities on a day-to-day basis, but dust can develop behind the computers, on the shelves, on the window sills, the baseboard, typical dusty areas. Cobwebs and dead bugs still can collect behind the windows and around the blinds and behind the doors, and that's just a natural thing because bugs are going to try to come in a building because it's cold outside, it's nasty outside. So yeah, they're going to come inside. That's just one of those things. But if you see it, and they're dead bugs, they shouldn't be there 3, 4 weeks down the line. The same bug, right? Customers may not understand that items on the desk will not be moved for dusting. Okay, so if they have a cluttered desk, then we're going to clean what we can clean around it. We're not going to disrupt what they have and damage their paperwork, damage whatever items they have on the desk. So that's something we have to let them know beforehand. So they're in the right mind frame when they either clear their desk or they don't clear their desk. So when they come back, they understand the reason why, because we can't be responsible for those things. Spills and spots and stains on the upholstery, office chairs, and cubicle walls, that can be something that may need to be addressed. That's not part of your regular service, but if you see it, it's definitely an opportunity for you to make additional income by offering them special services if it can be clean, if it is uh, a stain, right? So hopefully you will get a spot, not a stain. If it's a stain, there's nothing we can do. If it's a spot, then we might be able to clean it. All right, so the restrooms are typically the biggest complaint because the smell, right? The odors are going to be the dead giveaway. But it could have other things like the neglected tile floors, the grout in between the tile tend to get dirty over time. That can be a special service. These are opportunities for you to make money in your regular service accounts. Also, the floors and the carpet, they're going to get dirty over time because it's just a frequency thing. People walking in, walking out. So spills and spots And stains are going to be common, especially in areas close to where food is involved, like the kitchen, and in the hallways coming in and out of the kitchen, or under the desk where people have drinks and food and they spill it on the floor and they mash it in the floor with their feet. So customers notice when the floors are not mopped or the carpets are not vacuumed, especially behind the doors and in the corners. That's the telltale sign where people are not paying attention right. Where the cleaners don't go because they're just rushing through. So don't be one of those cleaners that rushes through and say, "Oh, I'm just gonna go through," and they're not looking behind the doors, because they are looking behind the doors, 100%. Here's an example of what a typical office space would look like. This one's not too cluttered. You can see the desk right here is not really just obstructed with paper. There's a pad here. That's not too bad. And you see it has upholstered chairs, easy to get around or move around in the office. Wouldn't take you too long to clean it. Here's another example of a cubicle. You can see here, this is where you see multiple trash cans inside of this cubicle area. It has partition glass that we have to spot clean the inside and the outside of it. Maybe fabric on the cubicle that could be spot cleaned if necessary, if there are spills. This is another office right here, small business office. It's not too bad. You can see if you look at the desk, it's not obstructed, pretty easy to clean. Maybe spills here under there that might have to be cleaned periodically. Trash, of course, a trash can at every station right here or desk, so that's pretty common. But it's not too cluttered. It's pretty neat person right here. Dusting is important in office areas because it's just something that's going to build up. Whether it's just particles from the ceiling tile or dead skin and dander and bugs just coming together. It's just one of those things. We have to incorporate that into our cleaning. Here's another uncluttered office area. This is an easy clean. Whoever did this office, they would enjoy coming in here to clean it after this person, because there's really nothing obstructing them from getting right to the surfaces. Here is excessive clutter in the office. This looks like maybe more like a hobby shop inside of a regular office where this person is working on model airplanes. If you were to come in here, there really wouldn't be much that you could do, because if you would risk damaging something here. So we would let this person know that, basically the only thing we can do is probably come in here and vacuum around this right here and empty their trash. But we're not going to disturb something and end up buying them a $3,000 airplane at the expense of cleaning their desk. You can see the telephone, the hand cradle right here, and the handset. I'm sorry, how dusty that can be. Like I said, there's over 20,000 germs that can live on a telephone at any given time. So this is something that should be vacuumed with the dust attachment, the bristle brush attachment. I'm sorry, and disinfected and cleaned every time. Here's a prime example of a conference room. This one is really not too bad. You can see it's in pretty good shape. It's ready for them to come in and do their business on a Monday morning. You can see everything is back to the starting position. But when you come in here, this is something you move all the chairs out, sweep all the trash down from the chairs to the floor, vacuum under the table, clean the table, put the chairs back, do all your dusting here around the edges, and make sure it's, like I said, ready for them to start operating on a Monday morning. They shouldn't have to move anything. They shouldn't have to see any trash. It should be ready for them to go. They could be bringing in the CEO first thing Monday, and they come into the office or the room like, what happened in here? These guys, like, they didn't even clean. That's enough for you to almost lose your contract just because of that, right? It could be. Training room is the same thing. You can see there's multiple tables, lots of chairs. So what you have to do is move these chairs out, knock all the dust down to the bottom, vacuum around them, under them, clean the tables, put everything back to the starting position so they're ready to operate and rock and roll on the first thing Monday morning. There's an office, copier room. In here, you have to be very delicate when you're cleaning these things. We're not going to use any chemicals or spray anything on this electronic machinery, because one of these office copiers can cost anywhere from tens of thousands of dollars. So you want to make sure that you're cleaning only the things that need to be cleaned, and let the customer know that as well. The filing cabinets, they can build up a lot of dust on the top right here because it's hard to get to and people don't see it, but you can run your hand on that sometimes to do a test if you're even doing a walkthrough, just to find out how clean your customer is. without, being too obvious, but they might be the same once you get in there and notice things like that too. So you got to make sure you pay attention to that. In the stairwells, because we do have to clean, or we are responsible for those as well. The best way is to come here with your backpack system and then just kind of vacuum and get every stair ledge here and all the details on the inside. I think that's the easiest way if you have a plug that'll reach that far. How low dusting can be here. You see up, the baseboards here for low, and up here in the molding right here that goes along the wall seals. Something that we can do with our backpack system. The corners of baseboards tend to have buildup here that people don't notice. So a lot of times customers will look there and that's where they'll point to say, hey, we're not cleaning, or if these areas look neglected, especially over and over again. But it's easy to clean. All you have to do is take your mop system or maybe use your vacuum and just clean it out. If it's really so at the beginning, then it might be something where we should offer a initial clean to get it up to speed, and then we maintain it from that point on. The baseboards here, you can tell that this place has been neglected for a while because they're dirty. It looks like they need a real scrub right here. And then this dead bug right here, that's a sign of a cleaner maybe neglecting to vacuum properly, because if this bug, it looks like it's been there for a while. So if it was something that was there from one night, you came back from the weekend, it was there. That's a given. I was okay. That can happen. But if it's there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and it's the same bug, then somebody's not doing their job. On the counters and sinks, so this is like the typical behind the desk type of area. You can see the computers all laid out here, and then right here on the other side, that's probably where the guests would stand. It's like maybe like a car dealership, or maybe in a parts department. It's pretty typical. Here, there's not a lot of clutter. The best thing I would say in this type of scenario, you want to work around it. You don't want to disturb what they got going on, because guess what? You can damage a book, damage the plant vase, or break it. So we try to work around these type of things. The coffee area, same thing. So we are responsible for cleaning the sinks inside of like the kitchen or kitchenettes. But if it's full of dishes, we're not paid to wash dishes. It just takes too much time, and you're there to clean the building. So, the best thing to do is to remove all the dishes, put them to the side, clean the sink, and then put the dishes back. Same thing with the coffee pot. I had an issue with a customer wanted the coffee pot clean, and it's like, we're not paid to do that. We can do that for you, but we have to charge you with 25 to $50 extra to do that, because that's something that is going to continue to happen, and it just takes too much time. But if you see the coffee pot on while you're doing a walkthrough, not a walkthrough, but you're doing cleaning at night, it is a safety hazard. So I would recommend turning it off. Maybe pouring what's in the coffee pot down the drain and turning it off, and removing the coffee pot from the burner. Okay, just for best practices. Here's another example of a duplex machine right here in the sink with a mini fridge. And the drinking fountains, like I said, they're typically either stainless steel or porcelain. So the best way, once you finish, you clean them, you definitely want to come back over and dry them, polish them dry, so you don't get the watermarks, because the watermarks will basically make it look like it hasn't been cleaned at all. All right, and a lot of offices, you're going to notice they're going to have different type of furniture, but this is a prime example of the upholstered chair. So it's got cloth on it. Same thing, we move all the chairs back, knock all the dirt down to the floor, vacuum under the chairs if needed, and vacuum under the tables and the chairs too. Put everything back to the starting position so they're ready to go rock on Monday morning when they come in for their big meeting. And it's a great opportunity for you to offer special services, because if they're in there and they're drinking and eating and they're spilling on the chairs, and the chairs are very expensive. These chairs could be anywhere from 100, 200, $300 up per chair. It's easy for you to come in and take an inventory of the chairs that may have spots on them. If you can clean it, if you want to kind of test it and see if you can clean it, and you can let them know, hey, I got about 8 chairs here that need to be cleaned, and you charge them whatever it is that you want to clean, maybe $20 a chair. You just made yourself $160 just by paying attention to what's going on. But great opportunity to make money in your accounts in the future. Here's more like a hotel or restaurant like lobby, where you see the big piece of furniture right here with the rug in the middle, and the carpet here. So this is a section right here that you possibly could clean the chairs if needed. Maybe spots on the floor, that might be something to look out for too. If it's not cloth, like a leatherette vinyl, then we're not going to touch that with any type of chemical. We're not going to try to clean it or treat it or anything like that because we don't know what it is. And if you damage leather, it can be very, very expensive. So this is upholstered cubicles here. Like I said, here you can get spots there too. People spill on that. So that's another opportunity for a special service to clean if possible. The partition glass, like I said, they're spot clean typically on both sides. So you just have to kind of come through and take a look and see what needs to be done and clean as needed. The wall, we call it floor to ceiling glass. That's something you want to refer to your work scope to see what was quoted for the customer. If it's not in there, then it will be a special service. Typically, a big glass like this, especially exterior glass like this from the floor to the ceiling, it can be $10 a pane to clean that thing easily, and that's a lot of glass. Same thing right here. This is an encased glass conference room. Beautiful look. Everybody can see you in there. You can see out, but that's a lot of glass right there. So you definitely want to refer to your work scope to see what was included in what should be cleaned as far as the interior glass in the building. Here's a large office window, like I said, from floor to ceiling right here. So these may be spot clean or clean in the work scope too as well. But anything on the outside is a special service. We are responsible for the front door glass on every account because that's the first thing that people see. So every time we service, these front door glass right here should be clean, inside and out. Everything here, these are exterior glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, however many it is. I guess it's typically what it's really about. 2, 4. Yeah, I guess you can call it 4. But so this is exterior glass. That would be a special service. This is exterior glass special service. This is in your regular work scope here. The windows and blinds. So the vertical blinds right here, as you can see, that's something that we can clean both sides. You just close them, vacuum, like I said, this way. Flip them the other way, do the same thing so you get the front and the back. And don't forget the cracks and crevices right here. That's where the details. You want to use your backpack system when you do that. Horizontal blinds are the same. You just clean them a different way. Instead of going this way, we're going to go vertically like that to clean them. And then we're going to flip to the other side when it's time. The vents and lights right here, you see this is a dirty ceiling vent, probably intake duct right here. And you can take your vacuum cleaner, help a backpack, and I'll use your brush attachment and clean this. This is high dusting. This is another type of vent right here. Here is a very, very dirty example right here of a vent. And then here's your waffle crate type of drop ceiling light fixture type right here. And this can be cleaned right here with your backpack and your attachment too, but you just want to make sure the lights are off so it's cool and it doesn't break on you, okay? Carpet and hard floors, right? This is typical residential carpet. It's a low, no pad, no cushion type under it, but you can see that they typically have this type of pattern right here. Very easy to vacuum because it's not a lot of nap or it doesn't have a lot of length to it. But here's a couple of different examples of what it looks like. And here's the same thing in a lobby area right here. Here's some hard flooring on the outside of a building. And then this is the final slide right here. And we'll go ahead and break for the night and go to make this part 1 of 2. But here on a floor, you can see when the finish wears away on a vinyl or VCT type floor, what this is, then the chair, the wheels can do damage to the floor. So your customer may come in and say, hey, you guys are not mopping the floor. Look at this. This floor looks filthy. It's dirty. But you, because you're trained, you come in and say, hey, you know what? I know you think that we're not mopping, but we mop every night. But you have another issue going on here. You got a chair with black plastic wheels and the finish has basically worn off your floor. And now the chair is damaging the actual floor itself. So we're mopping, we're doing everything that we normally do, but your floor has been damaged. So you have to educate your customers sometimes to let them know that this chair should have had maybe a base or some type of mat to cover to protect the floor from being damaged. Okay. I mean, if it's in the finish on top, then it can be stripped and refinished. But if that's gone and it's down to the bare floor, make sure you let your customers know so they don't think that you're not doing your job or you're slacking. But there's nothing you can do at this point but just do what you can because the floor has already taken the damage. So thanks again. I appreciate you all watching. That was part 1 of 2. I know it's a long one, so I feel it's better to break this thing up so you guys get a little rest. But if you have any questions, like I said, please write them down and we'll go over it at the beginning of the next section. But thanks again for sticking with me and tuning into the video. And we look forward to seeing you in part 2 of this chapter. Thank you.